Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to explain dictionaries. A dictionary is one of the four basic collection types for beginners. A dictionary consists of key value pairs. They are ordered and changeable. No duplicates allowed. A few examples of key value pairs could be an ID and a name, an item and a price. But in today's example, we'll create a dictionary of countries and capitals. Let's name our dictionary capitals. Capitals equals enclose your dictionary with a set of curly braces, much like what you do with sets. The first country will be the USA. To add a value to this key, type colon, then some other value. The capital of the USA will be Washington, D.C. Separate each key value pair with a comma, then we can add another key value pair. So the capital of India, that will be New Delhi. We'll add two more. China, the capital is Beijing. Russia, the capital is Moscow. I think that's good enough. Just as a reminder, if you would like to see all of the different attributes and methods of a dictionary, you can use the dir function, pass in your dictionary, capitals, then we'll need to print this. Here's all the different attributes and methods of a dictionary. If you would like an in-depth description of all these attributes and methods, you can use the help function. That's herp. Help. There we go. So yeah, that's just a reminder. Alright, let's cover a few of the methods. To get one of the values from a dictionary, you would get the key. Type the name of the dictionary, capitals.get. Let's get the capital of the USA. Then we'll print it. The value associated with this key, the USA, is Washington, D.C. If I picked a different country like India, well then we would get that associated value, which is New Delhi. Another thing, if Python doesn't find a key, this is what will be returned. Let's get Japan, which is not in our dictionary. This method would return none. We can use this within an if statement. If capitals.get Japan, if a value is returned, then we will print that capital exists. Else, we will print that capital doesn't exist. So Japan is not in our dictionary, that capital doesn't exist, but Russia is, that capital does exist. That's how to check to see if a key is within our dictionary. You can use the get method. Alright, moving on. Let's update our dictionary. Capitals.update. So within a set of curly braces, I will add a key, then a value. Germany, followed by Berlin. Then let's print our dictionary. I'll use a print statement. Print capitals. Yeah, and there's Germany, right there. Using the update method, we can insert a new key value pair or update an existing key value pair. Let's also change one of the existing values. With our key USA, let's update the capital to be Detroit. Yeah, see, the value has been updated. The capital of the USA is now Detroit, Michigan. To remove a key value pair, you can use the pop method. Then pass in a key. Let's remove China. China no longer exists within our dictionary. It's gone. You can remove the latest key value pair within a dictionary by using the pop item method. Capitals dot pop item. With pop item, you don't need to pass in a key. Pop item will remove the latest key value pair that was inserted. Then we have clear. Capitals dot clear. That will clear the dictionary. It's pretty self-explanatory. The next few methods are a little tricky to explain. To get all of the keys within the dictionary, but not the values, there is a keys method. Capitals dot keys. I think I'm going to insert this within a variable. Keys equals capitals dot keys. Let's see what happens when we print this. The keys method will return all of the keys within our dictionary. Technically, keys is an object which resembles a list. I haven't discussed object-oriented programming yet. This is a little bit above our level. If you ever need the keys in a dictionary, you can use the keys method. One use is that we can use that within a for loop. They're iterable. For every key in capitals dot keys method, let's print every key. If at any time you need to iterate over all the keys, you can use a for loop to iterate over every key that is returned from the keys method of your dictionary. There's also the values method. To get all of the values within your dictionary, there is a values method. Values equals capitals dot values method. Then let's print our values. Like before with the keys method, the values method will return an object which resembles a list. Let's iterate and print over every value within our dictionary. For every value in capitals dot values, print every value. Here are all the values within our dictionary. This next one is probably the most tricky. It is the items method. Here are all the values within our dictionary. This next one is probably the most tricky. It is the items method. Capitals dot items. I will assign what is returned to a variable named items. Then we will print items. Items returns a dictionary object which resembles a 2D list of tuples. It's really complicated. How might this be useful? This time we're going to use a for loop to print every key, comma, value in capitals dot items method. We have in essence two counters this time. I will print, using an F string, every key value pair. I will print every key, as well as every value in our print statement. So there's our dictionary laid out. We have iterated over every key value pair. It's kind of an advanced topic, but I thought I would at least bring it up now. So yeah, that's a dictionary, everybody. It's a collection of key value pairs. They are ordered and changeable. No duplicates allowed. You have a bunch of different methods such as get, update, pop, pop item, clear. Then you can get the keys, the values, or both, which is the items method. We'll be using dictionaries in a few game programs we'll be making in the future. And well, yeah, those are dictionaries in Python. Hey everybody, today we will be creating a program to mimic a concession stand. Much like what you would see at a movie theater, we will be utilizing a dictionary to keep track of a menu item and an associated price. More or less, this is just a program to help us get used to working with dictionaries. Let's begin. We'll create a dictionary named menu. What items are on the menu? We'll need an item and a price. I'll think of some. I'm going to speed up this video. Feel free to pause if you need more time. And here's my menu, everybody. I thought of a few food items you might find at a movie theater concession stand. Pizza, nachos, popcorn, fries, chips, soft pretzels, soda, lemonade. Movie theater popcorn is really expensive for some reason. Okay, we have our menu. A user is going to select specific keys from this menu. Depending on what the key is, we can get the associated value to calculate a total. To keep track of the user selected items, I will create an empty list named cart. I will also declare a variable named total to keep track of the total. We need to lay this dictionary down flat to display it to a user. Well, we do have the items method of a dictionary, which we covered in the last video. For every key value in our dictionary menu dot items method, the items method of our dictionary will return a key and a value during each iteration. I'm simply going to print every key and value. I'll use an F string. I will print every key, colon space, then a value. Let's take a look so far. Here's our menu. I'll make a few changes. The price will be in dollars and cents, but feel free to pick your own unit of currency. I'll precede my value with the $sign. Then using a format specifier, I will display 2 decimal places, 0.2f. That's better. I will line up all the keys. After the key, I will add a format specifier, then allocate 10 spaces. Yeah, look at that. It's all lined up now. Before and after displaying our menu, with this for loop, I will add some decorative text. Let's say menu. Then outside of the for loop, I'll display a bunch of dashes. Yeah, look at that. Let's move on to the next step. We will ask a user for some input. What item would they like to buy from the menu? While our condition will be true. If our condition is set to true, we'll need to break out of this loop one way or another. We will ask for some user input. Food equals input, select an item, queue to quit. If food is equal to a lowercase q, then we will break. Let's test it. Select an item. Pizza, nachos, soda, Q to quit. Yeah, it works. Okay, what if the user types in capital Q? Well, we can't escape the while loop. If a user types in capital Q, we're assuming that they would like to quit. When we accept our user input, I'm going to add dot lower method. This will take our user input and make it all lowercase. So we should be able to acknowledge any uppercase letters. Yeah, it works. Cool. Let's add an else if statement. What if a user types in an item that's not on our menu? Well, there is a get method of dictionaries. If menu.get, pass in our food, which is user input. If the user selection is not within our menu as a key, it will return none. So we can use that. Else if menu.getFood is not none, then we would like to append that food item to our cart. Cart.append our food item. So outside of the while loop, I'm going to print our cart temporarily just to test it. Okay, select an item. Pizza, soda, pretzel. How about a potato? Q to quit. We have our pizza, soda, and pretzel, but not our potato. We don't want that in our cart because that's not on the menu. Yeah, you can just add that line. Else if menu item dot get food is not none. That will complete our while loop. Let's calculate a total. For every food in our cart, let's take our total variable, set this equal to total plus, then we need a value associated with a key, plus menu dot get method, get the food item found within our cart. But I'm going to shorten this to total plus equals menu dot get the value associated with this food in our cart. I will also display that food item. Print food. I'm going to avoid printing our food item on every line. I will set the ending character in our print statement just to be a space. Okay, let's see what we have so far. I would like popcorn, soda, pretzel. Q to quit. Popcorn, soda, pretzel. Then we will display the total. I will print a new line. Print. I'll use an F string. Total is, add a unit of currency, total, I'll add a format specifier, point to F to display 2 decimal places. I'm going to add 1 line of decorative text. Let's copy maybe this. All right, let's test it out. Select an item. Popcorn, pretzel, soda, potato. Cue to quit. All right, here's our cart. Popcorn, pretzel, soda. We did not include the potato. That was not found within our dictionary. The total is $12.50. Well, there you have it, everybody. That is a concession stand program. The point of this program was to help us get used to working with dictionaries. A dictionary is a collection of key value pairs, such as an item and a price. And yeah, that's a concession stand program in Python. Well, hello again, everybody. It's me. In today's topic, I'm going to show you how we can generate some random numbers in Python. Then at the end of this video, as an exercise, we're going to create a number guessing program. Let's begin. We will be importing the random module. Type import random. The random module gives us access to a lot of useful methods involving random numbers. For a comprehensive list, you can use the help function, pass in the random module, and then we would want to print this. Here's what we all have access to. We have a shuffle method, set state, seed, sample, random range, random int, random bytes, and there's a ton of others, but we'll discuss a few of the more useful methods for beginners. For a random whole integer, maybe you're rolling a 6-sided dice. You would type the name of the random module, dot, then a method. For a random whole integer, type rand int, add a set of parentheses. Within the set of parentheses, you will list a range. If I'm rolling a 6-sided dice, I would like the numbers 1 through 6, 1, 6. Then I will assign what is returned to maybe a variable. Print whatever my number is. My random number is a 4, 3, 1, 4. All right, I tend to play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. We use polyhedral dice that have more or less than 6 sides. There is a 20-sided dice. For a random number between 1 and 20, I would set the range to be 1, 20. Here I rolled a 16, and a 7, and an 8. Within the rand int method, you can place variables as well, as long as they contain numbers. I will create a variable named low. I'll set that equal to 1. And a variable named high. I will set that to be 100. I will replace the numbers with my variables that behave as numbers. Give me a random integer between my low variable and high variable. So between 1 and 100 in this example, I have rolled a 75. Now an 88. If you need a random floating point number, you can use the random method. Random.random. Then let's assign this to a variable. Number equals the random method of the random module. That would return a random floating point number between 0 and 1. You can pick a random choice from a sequence. In the future, we're going to create a game of rock, paper, scissors. Let's say we have a tuple of options. Options equals rock, paper, scissors. We are accessing the random module, dot, then use the choice method. Place your sequence within the choice method. Give me a random choice from options. I will store this within a variable. Let's say option equals random choice from my options. Then I will print the option. Our computer has generated scissors, paper, rock. So the choice method is a great use for games, if you ever need a random element. Now there's also shuffle. This time maybe we have a deck of cards. Cards equals, I guess I'll use a list this time. I have a list of cards that you would normally find within a deck of playing cards. Well, besides the suit. 2 through 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. Using the shuffle method, I can shuffle this sequence. Access the random module, shuffle, pass in your sequence. In my case, it's cards. Then I will print cards. Yeah, look at that. My cards are now shuffled. In the future, we'll be creating a game of blackjack. The shuffle method will be used then to shuffle our deck of cards. Those are a few methods found within the random module. For some practice, let's create a number guessing game as an exercise. Hey everybody, so today we're going to create a number guessing game using Python. This is a project meant for beginners. By completing this project, it will help us reinforce our understanding of previous topics. Let's begin. We will import the random module. We'll need to pick a random number. The random module is going to handle that for us. What is the range of random numbers for our number guessing game? We'll store those as variables. We will have one variable named lowest number. I'll set that to be 1, as well as a variable for highest number, which I will set to be 100. Feel free to pick a different range if you would like. I'll set the range to be 1 through 100. A random number will be selected between this range, which will be stored within a variable named answer. What is the correct answer? So, to choose a random number between these two values, we will access the random module called the randint method. We will choose a random integer between these two values. The two arguments will be lowest num, comma, highest num for the second argument. Let's perform a test run. I will print my answer. The number is going to be between 1 and 100. Okay, we know that that works. Here's a few more variables. We need to keep track of the number of wrong guesses, which I will store as a variable named guesses. We want the user to keep guessing as long as our application is running. We will create a Boolean variable of isRunning, which we will set to be true. Once the user wins the game, we will set isRunning to be false. We will print a welcome message. Let's say Python number guessing game. We will prompt the user, I'll use an F string, select a number between, I'll add 2 placeholders, select a number between our lowest number and our highest number. Python number guessing game. Select a number between 1 and 100. Now, if I was to change the range of these variables, that should be reflected. Temporarily, I changed the lowest number to be 10 and the highest number to be 1000. But let's set that back. Between 1 and 100 is good. We'll need a while loop to continue the game each round. We will say while isRunning. Since isRunning is a Boolean, we don't need to say while isRunning equals true. We can just say while isRunning. While this value remains true, continue playing the game. We will ask the user for some input. We will create a local variable of guess. Guess equals, use the input function, then enter a prompt. Enter your guess. There's one thing we want to check. Python number guessing game. Select a number between 1 and 100. Enter your guess. What if somebody doesn't type in a number, like they type in the word pizza? We should let the user know that that's an invalid guess. We'll write the following if statement. If our guess, use the isDigit method, If our guess is a digit, a number, then we will execute any code underneath this if statement. For the time being, I'll write pass. We'll get back to that later. Else, we will do something else. Let's print the following. Print invalid guess. Let's copy this print statement because I'm lazy and I don't feel like typing it out. Please select a number between our lowest number and our highest number. Let's try that again. I will guess pizza, which isn't a number, and we get the message, invalid guess. Please select a number between 1 and 100. Alright, that works. Underneath our if statement, we'll write the following. Once we get a guess that is a digit, we need to convert it to a number, because when you accept user input, it's a string. We will reassign our guess equal to typecast our guess as an integer. Then increase the number of guesses by 1. Guesses plus equals 1, because we have already made one guess. Here's another scenario. What if somebody guesses a number outside of this range, like 1 kajillion? Well, we should give a warning that that guess is invalid. If our guess is lower than the lowest number, or our guess is greater than the highest number, we will print the following. That number is out of range. And I will reprompt the user. Please select a number between the lowest number and the highest number. Let's perform a test run. I will guess 1 kajillion. That number is out of range. Please select a number between 1 and 100. We'll add an else if statement. Else if our guess is less than our answer, we will print the following. Too low. Try again. Else if our guess is greater than our answer, we will print too high. Try again. If our guess isn't less than our answer, and our guess isn't greater than our answer, that means we must have the correct answer. Within an else statement, we will print, I'll use an F string, correct. The answer was, insert our answer variable. Then print the number of guesses it took. Number of guesses. Add a placeholder. Place in our guesses within the placeholder. Now to escape the while loop, we will take our Boolean variable of isRunning, which is normally true, and set that to be false to escape. And that should be all we need. Let's run this one last time. Python number guessing game. Select a number between 1 and 100. Let's select a number right in the middle, 50. Too low, try again. So the number is between 50 and 100. 75? Too high. It's between 50 and 75 then. 62? Too high. 56? 53? 55? Correct. The answer was 55. We will print I'll use an F string. Correct. The object. Guessing. It took me 6. Alright everybody, that is a Python number guessing game you yourself can create as a mini project. Hey everybody, in today's topic,